Hello. Thank you for viewing our Events Fundraising webinar series. We're excited that you're interested in learning more about fundraising for Free to Breathe and helping each individual and family impacted by lung cancer. Before we get started talking about teams, please view our introduction and thank you message if you haven't already. All right, we are going to go ahead and get started on team participation. I'm excited to talk with you today about what it means to be part of a team, what we've learned as far as what people's experience is as being part of a team, and also if you're a team captain, we have a little bit of information to share, whether you are one or whether you are interested in being one. So I will get started. So what we know is that belonging to a team makes participants feel more accountable for their individual fundraising. I wouldn't say that they're more successful fundraisers, but I would say that we have found that our team participants definitely feel more compelled to meet their goal because they are part of a team. They have other people who are counting on them and other people who are pushing them along and inspiring them with their fundraising efforts. And they have the ability to be able to do team fundraising events, which can tend to make fundraising a little easier for people, especially based on the different experience levels that everyone brings to the table. We also know that team participants are more likely to show up on event day, whether they're getting support from a team captain or they've just had such a great time before even getting to the event. There's something that happens with team participants who have that check-in from their team captain, or if they're doing it as part of a family or friend team, that also feel more accountable and are more likely to show up and participate in the event. You also, as part of a team, and this is one of the greatest benefits, is that you can lean on each other. You can lead, you can motivate, you can inspire. It doesn't just fall to the team captain, but everyone on a team really plays and shares in the responsibility of making sure that everyone on the team fundraises and shows up on event day. I participate in a spin class, and one of the things that my spin instructor has shared over the years that has always stuck with me is he talks about how important it is to show up because you never know who you're going to motivate just by being there. And I've thought about this a lot in the context of event fundraising and being on a team, and it seems to just go hand in hand. When I think about being on a team, you just never know who you're going to motivate and inspire, whether it's by sharing your own story or being able to talk about the impact that you're making within your own family or at work or within your own personal community. There's just so much that comes from participating with other people that you get such an enriched experience. There's strength in numbers. You know, we also, as part of a team, certainly we have the ability to really be able to impact more change. And as I said, you know, you have the ability to do these larger fundraising events. You have more people working towards the same goal, which helps you be able to make an even bigger impact. I want to pause for a moment and just share what's right here on the screen, which is that we couldn't be as successful without team captains. You know, there are only so much of us on staff, but there are so many team captains who are really kind of extending the reach of the work that we're doing as well. We would love to be able to talk with each and every one of you, but we don't always hear from people. And what's great is that our team captains are really the ones who are helping to deliver some of these important messages and to keep people in mind and to keep people inspired and motivated. So if you're a team captain, I really would like to say thank you. If you're listening in today, thank you for what we know is an extra responsibility as being a team captain. The work that you do helps us be even more successful, and as I said, we couldn't do it without you. So thank you very much. As a team captain, you may be wondering, well, what more can I do? I'm going to share a few things, and they may be things that you're already doing, and if it is, thank you. And hopefully, if there are some items on here that you're not doing, we'd love for you to consider doing some of these with your team captain efforts with your team this year. First and foremost, ask your teammates to fundraise. We talk so much about the importance of just fundraising, just asking. It's the key, it's the rule, it's the very basis with fundraising is that you just need to go out there and do it. As a team captain, we are really encouraging you to set that expectation with your team that this is a fundraising event, and ask your teammates to fundraise. You know, when we talk with other participants, they often say that the primary reason that they don't fundraise is because they weren't asked. So the more people we have on board to help us with this, the more successful that we will be across the board. Set a good example by getting your own fundraising underway. I know as an event fundraiser for myself, it's a much better place to come from speaking to all of you as someone who is a fundraiser who is actually fundraising. It's been really helpful for me in being able to keep on top with what some fundraising trends are, and also just to know like what works and what doesn't work. And it's the same thing as a team captain. To be able to come to your team and say, I have been where you're going, is such a powerful platform for you, and it gives you the ability to really be able to support people at all varying levels of fundraising experience. Check in on your team's progress. I'm sure out of all of the things that you're doing, this is probably the one that almost everybody is doing already. But checking in on your team's progress is what helps ensure that people are showing up on events and that they're ready to go and that they're prepared. So how frequently you do this will change. It will also be different depending on each individual. Some people may not need any sort of hand-holding. Some people may need more. But checking in on people's progress ensures that people show up, and that is what we're definitely looking for your help doing. Create a team challenge. This is a great way to get your team engaged and involved in the event, whether you are setting a challenge of asking people to add one more person to the team, or whether you're saying maybe the first person to raise an extra $50 on Friday. There are a lot of different ways in which you can do this. Again, what's great about fundraising, and I'll extend it to team challenges, is that you're only limited by your imagination. So there are a lot of different things that you can do here, and the responsibility also doesn't just need to fall to the team captain. I think that there's a lot of ways in which you can look to other participants on your team to help create these team challenges and drive them. And then have fun. You know, I really kind of went back and forth, you know, do I put this on here or not? Because I think, you know, quite frankly, that this naturally happens in a team environment anyway. There's just something fun and silly that happens when you get a group of people together. But I think it's worth repeating of just make this a fun experience. See what you can do to make this fun, not only for yourself, but for the people on your team. This is what we know helps ensure that people come back and that people talk about the event in a really good way. If you're looking for some specific fundraising ideas, here are a handful of suggestions based on fundraising ideas that really work with larger groups of people. Organize a team yard sale. This, you have the ability to get a lot of stuff from a lot of people, not just within your family or your circle of friends, but with people on your team that really gets multiplied. The more people you have on a team, the more stuff that you can use at this yard sale. Execute a social media challenge. You know, I talked about creating some sort of a team challenge, and social media is a really great platform in which to execute those. There's a lot that you can do. Like I said, maybe every Tuesday is something focused on a team. So whether it's growing the team or doing some sort of a fundraising challenge, some sort of awareness of getting the word out there about the event, there's a lot of things that you can do for this. Creating a fundraising event and setting the expectation that it will happen every year. I just attended my friend's 10th annual fundraiser. I have been nearly every year. There have been a few times when I have been out of town and haven't been able to attend. But I know that this is something that's going to happen every year. And it's a really great experience, and it's a really great way for her to get nearly all of her fundraising dollars raised in just one night. So I think this is a great thing to do as part of a team. And again, it's great for you to be able to call it an annual event and to set the stage of we can't wait to see you next year while you're talking to people at the event. This is a great way to plant a seed for repeat participation and going back to the same donors. And then host a silent auction, and I put here in parentheses, get items donated. It's always really inspiring to see and hear from people how much their communities get involved in some of the fundraising efforts that they do. And there are a lot of places that will donate goods, especially some larger businesses, but also smaller businesses as well. So make sure that you and your teammates are reaching out to the people within your environment and your communities to see what items people can get. But, you know, there's a lot of different things that you can do with this. And again, it's really just based on kind of the participation of your team and kind of the creativity that you all put forth with it. But these are all meant to, you know, be fun and ways for you to be successful with your fundraising as part of your team. I will end by just saying I hope that we've left you with a little bit more information about the benefits of being on a team and what you have to look forward to, or given you some ideas of ways to really take it to the next level this year with your team. So thank you for your time and for all of the energy that you'll be putting into fundraising for Free to Breathe, and thank you for helping to turn the vision of doubling lung cancer survival into a reality.